It is time for some baseball here in Florida. Last night, Aiden King on display in game number 1. 8 innings pitched by the Gator right-hander. He strikes out 6, doesn't walk anybody. Blake Sear with another huge game, 2 for 3 with a double. And the story really is Caden McDonald off the bench goes 3 for 4 with a home run as Florida wins 9-2 to take game 1 here at Condren Family Ballpark in Gainesville, where game 2 is about to get underway in this top 25 matchup. 7th-ranked Texas A&M, 12-6 in the league, and Florida at 11-8. It's going to be a great day for some baseball. Beautiful weather here in town. Dave Neal alongside former Tennessee great and big leaguer Chris Burke. And Burkey, obviously, there's some time left here in the season. A lot can happen. But right now, there's like 5 teams, maybe 6, that still have a chance to win this conference. 2 of them on the field here.
Yeah, exciting series, really is. And Gators threw the first punch last night. Texas A&M's been red hot. Florida has played their best against the best competition, and that certainly was the storyline last night.
Well, Texas A&M comes in here with maybe 2 of the best players in this league, Gavin Grohovac and Caden Sorrell. These 2 guys are dynamite, and 1-2 in the lineup.
Yeah, it's a tough duo to deal with, and Grohovac has just been red hot, arguably the best hitter in the conference in league games. He has been on a roll. He's got 13 homers on the year. He's hit 8 of them in SEC play. And Caden Sorrell has been one of the best players in the conference from start to finish. Last weekend, he was right there at the top in the Triple Crown categories, has fallen behind just a touch, but very dangerous 1 and 2 in the lineup. For Liam Peterson, he's got to face him right out of the gate here in this one.
Well, how about Brendan Lawson, the shortstop? Certainly an All-American candidate when the season started, but he's been a little nicked up with a couple of nagging things. What do you make of his season?
Well, first 6 weeks, he was arguably the best hitter in the country, and it has been a slow last month for him. He's dealt with a few things from a physical standpoint, but you look at the OPS, still eye-popping, and really one of the most talented players. Had a double last night. They're hoping he can catch fire.
Well, here's the guy on the mound today, Liam Peterson. We've talked about it all season. If you follow Florida baseball, SEC baseball, college baseball in general, you know that this guy is at the top of everybody's list in terms of potential big leaguers. What's been his story?
Yeah, it's just a little inconsistent. The command can come and go, but the fastball will get up to 99, folks. It is a big-time first-round talent. 4 swing and miss pitches, the changeup, the curveball, and the slider especially. He can run through a lineup when he has his A-plus stuff.
Well, there is the Texas A&M lineup. This is a team that is 3rd in the conference in batting average at .307. They are 3rd in the conference in home runs, trying to chase down Georgia and Vanderbilt in that department. But Grohovac last 5 games, look at his numbers. Had a home run last night, a 2-run shot that actually gave Texas A&M a lead for a brief moment in time. The only mistake Aiden King made all night was to Grohovac. He will start things off hitting .359. The numbers are staggering. 13 homers, 55 runs batted in. Now remember, 55 RBIs from your leadoff guy, 11 doubles, throw in 3 triples.
Nah, it's a scary dude to face out of the gate. It reminds me of the Tennessee 24 team and the LSU 23 team when Tennessee had Christian Moore and LSU had, center fielder from LSU, Dylan Cruz.
Yeah.
And you're just like, holy cow, we gotta deal with this guy right out of the gate.
He goes 97, then goes 98, and he's ahead 0-2. Grohovac 1 for 4 last night. 19 multi-hit games this year. 14-game hit streak. And had his streak of 6 straight games with 2 hits snapped last night. Still got a hit, just didn't get 2.
Yeah, just a lousy homer.
Yeah. 1-2 the count to Grohovac. 6'3", 230. Oh, nice job by Gavin Grohovac. You could just see him see that ball all the way to the barrel of the bat. That's a guy that's got so much power but didn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the evolution of a hitter. His freshman year, it was a ton of power, but a huge swing and miss risk as well. And now as he's grown up, he's learned to use the backside of the field. There's just so much juice. He knows he doesn't have to cheat, and he can stay on breaking balls now, which he could not do 2 years ago.
He'll stand at first, and here's Caden Sorrell, the Aggie center fielder. Caden last night a rare 0 for, went 0 for 4 at the plate. He's got 17 multi-hit games this year. 7 times he's produced 3 or more hits in a ball game. He gets 97, fouls it straight back.
Yeah, third in the SEC in overall numbers, third in homers, tied for first in ribbies. Has flirted with being up there in all the Triple Crown categories. Batting average has slipped here just a little bit in that conversation, but having himself an All-American type season. There's that changeup. Again, we talk about 4 swing and miss pitches. This is why the big league scouts dream on him, because he can get you to whiff on both sides of the plate with premium stuff.
Swing and a miss. Gets the strikeout. That'll leave Grohovac over at first base, 1 down.
2 nasty changeups. And one thing Sorrell will do, he will swing and miss some. There's a bugaboo in his game. He comes up empty a fair amount for a guy that's been as consistent as he's been. But that's one right there that just the bottom drops out as it gets to home plate.
Hakopian steps in. The second baseman, 291 on the year with 5 homers. 6'1", 210 junior out of Potomac, Maryland. A couple of years at Maryland. Check swing, and he went around. Last weekend, Hakopian 4 of 11 with a home run against LSU. I think overlooked is his defensive work. Just 1 error and 88 chances, fielding right around 990.
Yeah, been really solid with the glove. Not spectacular, but he has made all the plays for sure. 89 on that cutter. Weird year this year for Hakopian. The splits have been gigantic, righty-lefty. He has struggled versus right-handers mightily. Just a 690 OPS against right-handers for a guy who very capable of running the ball at the ballpark.
Runner goes, throw down to second, and time, and they got him. Grohovac says he didn't tag him.
Well, he did for a second, but he doesn't look like he's asking for a challenge with any kind of fervor, does he? I mean, he kind of put up a fight, and then he rolled off the field. Usually we see these guys pretty animated. Yeah, he got him right there in the stomach. Nice throw there by Carson Bowen.
Ground ball, that one's off the leg of King, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Tried to get out of the way. Hakopian with his second hit of the weekend, and that'll take us to Jake Dewar, the designated hitter. 6'1", 195 out of Flower Mound, Texas. Former teammate at TCU of Carson Bowen. 2 guys probably chatting it up a little bit.
Yeah. Few years back, Jake Dewar, first couple years at TCU, then went to Florida Atlantic where he hit a cool 428 last year, Dave.
I had to look at that a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strike.
That'll get you noticed.
And then came here to Texas A&M and started the year. We had a hit in 11 of the first 12 games and 7 multi-hit games in that stretch. Ground ball right at Cade Curlin. Scoops it up, fires to first. So a couple of base hits by the Aggies, but nothing to show for it. Heading to the bottom of the first here in Gainesville. Our first look at Aiden Sims, who's off to a fantastic start. So the sophomore is 7-0 on the year. How has he gotten to this point?
Well, I tell you, he's been very consistent, especially posting up in league play. And you'll see 4-pitch mix. The changeup is definitely the best, which allows him to keep left-handers off balance. Fastball get up to 95, 96 miles an hour. And you can just see him as he's pitched on a heater here lately, growing into a guy that really believes he's a real dude on the weekends. And they have really leaned into him on this recent hot streak.
Take a look at this Gator lineup. Now, the Gators as a team, not exactly their best hitting unit in terms of average. They're 13th in the league. They hit just .267 as a group, but when it matters most, they have been, for the most part, very productive this year. Cade McDonald back in the lineup tonight, got in there against a left-hander last night and went 3 for 4 with a homer, a double, a couple of RBIs. And I asked Kevin O'Sullivan for the game, I said, so you just running back out there with a right-hander? And he looked at me and says, are you crazy? Yes.
Yes.
You ride that horse as long as you can.
Said the fans of my own team would probably kill me if I didn't put him back out there.
What a great story. We'll get more into that as this one unfolds. But the leadoff man, Kyle Jones, steps in there. Kyle's been hitting over 300 this year. He's brought 4 homers to the table and 30 runs batted in. Young man out of Athens, Georgia. Kyle with a couple of hits last night, including a double. The Gators kind of on a double party last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to think how Florida has played this year against like the elite competition. They have been at their best against teams that you would suspect that they might even run rule.
Yeah.
They have struggled. I mean, it's been crazy.
Yeah, 13 losses against, or excuse me, there only 3 losses against the ranked opponents, and the rest of them 11 losses against the unranked variety. But I think at the end of the day, you just love their ability to rise to the occasion. Now, I'm sure Sully's a little tired of seeing them lose some of the midweek games. And of course, pre-conference, they lost some games. Lost this series here home to High Point, but there it is, 11 of their 14 losses to unranked opponents, but they have the most ranked wins in the country, including a sweep at Arkansas.
Yeah, their numbers are really nice. They're top 5 in a lot of categories, top 10 in many of the KPI, the RPI, you know, I mean, all those things that you break down. This
resume stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and Kyle Jones goes down. First out. That is strikeout number 58 on the year and 55 innings for Aiden Sims.
And that's what you'll see with Sims. It's heavy cutters for the swings and misses against righties and heavy changeup against lefties. And that cutter, man, it was really good last weekend against LSU and off to a solid start. I think he told it, we interviewed him the day after his start last weekend. He told us, I think I only threw 12 true fastballs. He threw that many cutters.
Here's Brendan Lawson. He swings and fouls. It is interesting how the fastball has almost, it's kind of a big statement, but it's almost become a secondary pitch in a way. I mean, guys that used to throw 95, 96 in this league were fastball heavy, but you just don't see it as much.
No, I just think the hitters are so good at velocity these days, and they've trained so much against it that you have to have wrinkles. There's the changeup we talked about. The changeup is the best swing and miss pitch from a percentage standpoint, and it'll be cutter changeup heavy versus lefties, and then of course cutter fastball versus the right-handers.
Lays off that one, no swing. It'll go to 2-1 on Lawson. And welcome to Gainesville, Florida, the Condren family ballpark here in Gainesville. Dave Neal alongside Chris Burke. Top 25 matchup here. As you just saw, Ole Miss rallies with 3 home runs in the 8th inning to beat the Georgia Bulldogs. And that certainly squeezes the standings again. Ole Miss wins that one 10-8 in Oxford. Here it's 0-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Last night, Florida beat Texas A&M 9-2. And we've got a good pitching matchup here today. Aiden Sims at 7-0 on the bump for Texas A&M. On the flip side, you get Liam Peterson, who's just 1 and 3, but still ultra talented. And back-to-back strikeouts now, and that's a big one. Brendan Lawson, the Gators shortstop, 2 down.
Yeah, I was talking to Sully today about Brendan Lawson. It just feels like he's maybe overly picky right now. I mean, the swing hasn't been great recently. And this, don't get me wrong, Dave, this is a nasty little backdoor cutter and might have been a touch off the edge, but he just doesn't look like he's letting it rip all that often these days. And a 50-50 ball goes the way of Aiden Sims there in a big second out.
Speaking of the Rebels, here's a former Rebel. Ethan Serwick steps to the batter's box over at first base today. He's been kind of switching between third and first this season. 317, 7 homers. This is a guy that finds a lot of barrels, and the ball leaves his bat 100+ miles an hour, more than not.
And he saved a lot of his best work for the conference. Has done a really nice job for this team in SEC play. A little right-on-right changeup right there. But coming into this ball game, hitting .351 in league play. And yes, he was in this league last year, but barely played at Ole Miss. So really his first time through the league, and he's producing at a very high level.
He was up in the Northwoods Leagues in summer ball last year and put on a show with 20 home runs, 70+ RBIs in just summer baseball. And brought that here to Gainesville and continues to rake. I got to tell you something, Sims.
Hey now,
looks like he belongs here in Gainesville.
And I said he's kind of picky with the fastball, Dave, but he goes cutter, backdoor cutter, and how about this? Just grab 94 when you need one. Aiden Sims, red hot to start.
Well, Georgia losing today at Ole Miss makes them 13-6 in the league. And look at how bunched up it is. And you just made the point, too. Nobody's really eyeballing Ole Miss. And here they come.
They better start eyeballing Ole Miss. How about today? They win on a day where they don't pitch it. I mean, that's what they've been hanging their hat on is Hunter Elliott gets beat up a little bit today, but their offense comes through. And Tristan Becerra and Hayden Federico and Judd Utermark, like that. It's just an interesting Ole Miss team that's just a little below the radar, but they are playing as well as anybody lately.
Nico Partita to lead things off. The freshman at third base has not been overwhelmed by SEC pitching. How about his numbers as a freshman? 324, 11 homers, 37 runs batted in.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good for a freshman. A freshman left side of the infield. That usually is a recipe for a rebuild. Not with these freshmen. Yeah, Baseball America did a mock or a prospect rankings for 2028. Feels down the road, but it is. He was #1.
Fouled straight back. You know these kids see that stuff, right?
Sure.
And that's 2.5 years down the road, 3 years down the road. I just wonder what it does. Like, you better be strong mentally to handle things like that. When you see your name on a list like that, the #1 prospect.
Well, does it take more mental strength to be #1, or what if you're not on the list?
You just go about your business.
Okay. Good problems. Uh-oh.
Lawson across the diamond. That's a close play.
Boy, he got caught on his heels there, Dave. And you go backwards in this league with as many athletes as there are, and that can get away from you. And live, it looked very, very close. So he gets caught backing up there. Then he doesn't catch it clean. Plenty of arm across the diamond, but man, it looked like Partita slid his foot in there. What'd you see?
I think I'm going to let them handle that.
Okay, fair enough.
So A&M is going to challenge this.
And I think that's the right move. I mean, again, live, it looked like he snuck his foot down just in time.
This is the Hawkeye look, boy, the clarity of these special cameras that the Video Review Center gets to deal with. What do you have?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think that ball's in his mitt.
I think, well, is he down or not?
Yeah, well, there you go. There's our answer.
And I'll just tell you, like, as a shortstop, that is like, for Brendan Lawson, I know he hangs his hat on his bat, but like to make an error to start an inning is never where you want to go. And so to get that call upheld, and he was out, but a lesson learned there from Lawson. You got to play that thing downhill. Don't stay on your heels.
Terrence Keel, the second, steps in. The sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. 6'1", 195. Well, he has added some muscle and strength in the offseason. Got some time, of course, last year playing due to some injuries and stuff. Just kind of circumstances presented itself. Earned some valuable experience. And shoots this one just foul. 54 starts last year. Finished up 294. This year, Terrence at 278. No homers, 12 runs batted in, 5 doubles. He got off to a really good start. Began the year with a 9-game hit streak.
Yeah, and he gives them a little different look. One of the things I love about this Aggies lineup is there's diversity to it. Yes, they slug, they lead or close to the top in all the power categories, but they can do some different things too.
Hayden Yost calls off Cade Curlin, and he ran a long way.
You got to really want that baseball to catch that one.
He did.
Cade Curlin kind of wry smile like, hey, man, I'm on scholarship too.
Right, and I only had to move 5 feet. You ran about 40 yards.
But okay.
Yeah.
Hey, at the end of the day, the right fielder gets priority over the second baseman, and Curlin obeyed. Get out of there.
Now here's Jorian Wilson. He gets a little change up, start things off. He's behind 0-1, the freshman. 6'4", 240 pounds. Slaps that one foul.
Change up to start. I always think guys like Jorian Wilson, they have to see like 10 times as many off-speed pitches as everybody else. Because whether, you think about it growing up, whether you knew who he was or not, you're going to be a little scared of him.
Yeah. He fills up the batter's box. That one's down in the dirt. Well, we saw it the other night. Eric Hines at Alabama, a young player, very physical like Wilson is, and he got a fastball and hit it 420 feet, a mammoth shot, and that's what that's what they do. They hit fastballs. Give them a fastball, and it's going to be hit, compressed, as they say.
Yep, and we're 4 pitches into this AB, and there hasn't been a single heater yet.
.98.
To his defense, in LSU last weekend, he had a multi-homer game that we had the pleasure of calling, and he hit, how about this, Dave? On backdoor breaking balls, he hit 2 opposite field home runs. So he can stay back on the breaking ball.
Boy, caught him off balance with that one, and the strikeout ends the frame. 1, 2, 3, down go the Aggies, heading to the bottom of the second in Gainesville. Numbers that the selection committee looks at are on this graphic we're showing you. The RPI, Florida at 10, A&M at 11. Strength of schedule, Florida, you know, they just being in this state have an opportunity to play the likes of the Hurricanes and, of course, the Seminoles and the SEC. And wins versus RPI top 25, 13 for the Florida Gators. And you see the projections. Texas A&M projected as a 5 national seed, and the Gators at an 8. So both teams. Oh, that ball's hammered. Can Blake Sear get any hotter? I don't think so.
Goodness.
He is now on an 8-game hit streak. He is 15 for his last 30 and hitting baseballs all over the place.
We talked about the cutter, how much he's leaning on it. First pitch, cutter, get out there and hook it. Blake Sear, who says you got to go oppo on a pitch on the outer third of the plate? Blake Sear gets out there, gets around it, and launches that thing. A no-doubter, and boy, you said it, Dave. Gavin Grahovac, Blake Sear might be the 2 hottest hitters in the SEC.
That is his 10th home run of the year, RBI number 43, and gives Florida this 1-0 lead. Now Carson Bowen, the catcher. That one's down the line and right. Fair foul. Looks like it's going to be a souvenir.
Careful, big fella.
Boy, and Wilson was late on getting down and ran right into that wall. He looks to be okay.
Thank goodness for the padding. You love the effort by the freshman here. Maybe I should feel bad for the wall.
Yeah.
You know?
Ouch.
Somebody check on the wall.
Everybody looks to be okay. Wall is still upright as well. Bowen, the senior, the transfer out of TCU. Called third strike, 93 at the knees.
It's like he keeps that heater in his back pocket for 2 strikes, Dave. He wants to start you off with cutter, changeup, and then with 2 strikes, just dots a heater on the edge and at the bottom. That's how you bounce back after a leadoff homer.
Sims got a little taste last year, made 6 appearances, 3 starts on the mound, had an ERA of around 7, but got in some work around the league and has just been fantastic. 7-0 on the season with a 3.4 ERA. Making his 11th start today. He already has 1 complete game and now gets Cade Curlin swinging. It's 1-1 to Cade. Yeah, Sims has just been really good. Look, he didn't have a great start against Texas, went just 4 and change against the Longhorns, but his last 3 starts, fouled at the plate. His last 3 starts, he's gone 18 and 2/3 innings, just 10 hits, 5 runs, 17 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And that's in the middle of that was that Texas start, which wasn't clearly his best start.
Well, he also had a 90-minute rain delay in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So you give him a little grace for not going too deep into that ball game.
And another strikeout, 5 for Sims.
Well, and he keeps throwing the fastball with 2 strikes. You got to believe the Gators are going to be talking that in the dugout. But this is what they were talking about in the dugout yesterday was Caden McDonald, the doctor as they call him. And he had not hit a homer yet in his Gator career. All he did yesterday was launch one in the left center field gap, 3 for 4. A young man who kind of earned the opportunity to get a 2-way look. He pitches out of the bullpen, but last summer at the Cape Cod League, he tied for second in that league in home runs with 6. So made a name for himself last summer, now getting a chance to shine. Got to stay ready, Dave. Never know when your number's going to get called.
He didn't even know he was starting until he got to the ballpark. He was like taking a molecular biology class or something, and he gets to the ballpark and his name's up on the board. Okay. I mean, They say he's just an easygoing guy. Didn't faze him and clearly was ready to play.
Clearly. And what a neat story. I was joking with Sully today. I feel like Sully always has like a ace up his sleeve late in the year. He's not afraid to run somebody out there that gets on a heater late.
Well, the last 2 have been pretty good. One of them still on the team, Ashton Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
But before him, it was Jack Caglione.
Yeah. Caglione's freshman year. They weren't sure if they were going to use him as a hitter, and they said, well, what the heck? Let's try this kid. Turned out all right. And then Ashton Wilson, it was 2 years ago in 24 when he essentially hadn't played before the regional.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he was getting game-winning hits and making great plays in the outfield. That was such a neat story. They rode that all the way to Omaha.
How about 6 strikeouts for Sims? 4 of them looking, but he does give up the home run.
Blake Sears, 6 homers in his last 6 games, Dave. That's called red smoking hot.
There are heaters, and then there's what Blake Sears doing. It has been an impressive display the last 7 games. There are the numbers on that home run. 28-degree launch angle, 106 miles an hour. And when you put those 2 things together,
little tailwind.
It'll go 412.
Yeah. That's right. We got actually not a little tailwind. We got a pretty strong tailwind. I know Bear Harrison's feeling it down there. Good day to be a hitter, except for the fact we got 2 studs on the mound.
Bear Harrison, the catcher out of Danville, California. 6 homers on the year. 266 clip at the plate. Man, standing around the cages today. This is my first time I've seen A&M this year in person, and it's just been like they could be a football team. Put some shoulder pads.
Dudes,
yeah, I mean,
no
goodness. Bear at 6'3", 220. Hammers this one out to center. This one is out of here. Almost left the entire park. Bear Harrison has tied this one up.
Well, we came back showing you the hitter-friendly conditions, and Bear Harrison certainly exploited those right there. Get you something up in the zone and square it up with a little bit of back, a four-seamer right down Broadway. You get that thing elevated off the barrel, and it has no choice but to sail out of here. That ball, like you said, Dave, almost ended up on the street. Oh, it's somebody go down out there. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Boston Kellner fouls it straight back. Hey, how about Kyle Jones, though, giving his pitcher a little love? Kyle Jones at least gave it a little love.
He gave it a hard run. There ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, there's probably nights in this ballpark where the wind's going opposite directions where he's got a chance to make that play.
Well, the crowd here thought that was a strike. It's 1-1 now to Kellner. Kellner hitting 9th in this lineup. He's got 5 home runs on the season. 261 clip. Skies this one in the infield. A lot of blue jerseys coming in. Lawson says he has it, and he does. We have seen more dropped, misplayed pop-ups this year than I can recall in a long time.
You know, I don't have a stat for that, Dave, but what I do know just from a anecdotal standpoint, it's been a very windy spring. Like almost every game I've called has seen really high winds, and that can mess with pop-up communication.
Florida dropped a pop-up last week, and against Auburn. There's a lot of things that could determine the outcome, but that certainly had a big impact.
98. Hello, Mr. Grohovac.
He singled. Nice little job tracking a breaking ball. Delivered it through the hole on the right side his first time up. Average now it's 363. Well, this is another guy, when you see him in person and watch him take some swings, you can see why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, he's physically gifted.
Yeah, no, this is what they look like, Dave. When you go in the big league clubhouse and ask who hits in the middle of the order on this team, they look like this.
Yeah.
Somebody called this a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was a pretty good call. Almost looks like a right-handed Bryce Harper. You get the beard and just how physical he is and how he spends the whole dollar when he lets it rip.
That's a good comp.
Yeah, no,
I
think he favors him for sure, and you just see how much more under control he is in his at-bats. The swing decisions are just so much better.
Another SEC player coming off a USA Collegiate National Team appearance back in 2024 over the summer. Spent a lot of time in the national team program, also a member of the under-18 team back in 2022. We'll visit with the man who runs this show, Michael Early. Second season as the skipper of the Aggies will join us, ask him about this ball club as we head down the stretch. Swing and a miss, Caden Sorrell. So many coaches, I don't say so many, but there are more that have to do this than not, and that is kind of figure out pieces in a lineup, adjust. We saw a complete revamp lineup at Alabama, like doing things they hadn't done all year. One thing Michael Early's done is pretty much consistent lineup. That's off the end of the bat and foul. He might tweak a piece here and there, but
Yeah.
he knows his group.
Yeah, he's kept it almost identical. There's been some pieces with Keel and Wilson. Really, those are the only they tried a few different guys in right and left field, but for the most part, this has been his group.
Sorrell struck out his first time, trying to avoid it for a second time. He's behind 0-2. Not going to happen here. That is out number 2. Boy, that ball has some sink.
Yeah, I mean, the changeup is elite. There's no question about it. But Sorrell's got to, like, these are the kind of swing decisions, Dave, that big league evaluators are judging Caden Sorrell on. And the only reason his name is down more in the bottom half of the first round instead of the top of the first round is just the swing and miss continues to be a bugaboo.
Here is Hakopian. You know, like last weekend, Sorrell had 4 hits, 4 for 12 against LSU, but struck out 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 1-0. High in the air, out to right center. Yost on the run, and this one is off the wall. That'll get Grahovac home, and it's 2-1 Texas A&M.
Well, that four-seamer up has been a problem for Liam Peterson. And again, there's some carry to that fastball. He does get some swing and miss when it's at the top of the zone, but the Aggies, again, just an extremely talented lineup. There's that fastball at the top of the zone. Hakopian, I think, thought he got it, Dave, but it hits right off next to that 380 sign out there right center field. I thought Hakopian kind of missed an opportunity to go for 3 right there. Really looked like he could have made that, but he, you know, cool double celebration. We'll give him some credit for that. I'd like to see it at third. The Aggies just keep extra base hits. They lead the conference for a reason.
A single and a double so far for Chris Hakopian, and quick meeting on the mound by Kevin O'Sullivan. 4 hits already for Texas A&M. They had 5 last night.
It's weird that they went elevated to Hakopian because it's such a flat swing. If you're going to get, he struggles with getting below sinkers, and sometimes the matchup piece is what can cause pitchers to struggle, and I just thought that was a poor pitch choice right there.
Jake Dewar, 4-hole hitter, grounded out his first time up. Dewar has 17 multi-hit games this year. Two and 1 the count.
It is fascinating, again, having watched this Aggie team over the last few weeks in person. When these guys get to a pitcher the second time, it looks a little different. It's just such a mature group. Pitcher has their hands full trying to get through this group 2 or 3 times like Aiden King did last night.
The Aggies, by the way, top 25 in the country in batting average, top 10 in on-base percentage, slug percentage, runs per game, home runs, and walks. That covers a lot of categories.
Yeah, it does. And in SEC-only games, they're first in runs scored, first in OPS, first in extra base hits. Nice piece right there by Dewar. Just sometimes you just got to hit ugly.
Well, they were riding a 6-game win streak until losing last night 9-2, but there are some of those numbers we're talking about. I mean, if it wasn't for Georgia, you'd think 81 home runs, pretty good number.
Yeah.
Looks bad with Georgia was 116 coming into today. I don't think they hit one today, though, did they? Oh, did they get him?
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, he dropped it. Oh, they had him. Peterson was jogging off the mound.
Well, it's a nice little flip your hips and throw a dart, and Lawson just Just can't secure the catch. A little late getting there.
Now that'll get him off the field and end the inning. But a big shot off the bat of Bear Harrison.
They call him the Bear for a reason, Dave. Actually, there's a few reasons, one of which he is very strong. He flies this ball out to dead center. The Aggies flexing their muscle.
Third inning here at Condren Family Ballpark. Texas A&M leads Florida 2-1. Dave Neal, Chris Burke, and Michael Early down in that Texas A&M dugout has a headset on for us. Coach, thanks for joining us. Hey, we're coming down. I wouldn't say we're quite in the home stretch, but we're getting there. I'm just curious about how this team has evolved and what you like about the pieces you've been able to put together here now that you've had 40 games or so to eyeball this group.
Yeah, I think we definitely got some talent, right? But in this league, the separator's not talent because everyone has it. So I think we played clean baseball, right? If you play consistent, you're a consistent team, and vice versa. So we've done a good job, and I think it's all about the leadership we have at the top and a unique group of freshmen that are really, really advanced for their years, and it's a really good blend.
Yeah. Coach, Aiden Sims has been really good here lately. Where did you really feel like he first made a jump to the point where it feels like he's a legit weekend, got a chance to go out there and dominate every time out?
The first time he threw in the fall. And, after last season, I don't have the stats in front of me, but they weren't, they didn't look like this. And he just kept doing it, right? So it's like, oh, let's see it again. Let's see it again. Let's see it again. And, we feel like we got some pretty good hitters in our lineup, and he was giving them fits all fall, all spring. So he's done it from the day, from the first practice.
Listen, we'll let you go. Thanks for putting on the headset. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon as much as you can.
All right, you guys too.
Thanks, Michael.
Now it's 3-0. See, you gave him the jinx just then.
Yeah, my bad. I'll take the heat.
Usually it's me. I'm glad somebody else is here to take it. That one is at the knees in there for a strike. I love talking to those guys. Like I want to talk to him more, but sometimes you forget that they're actually trying to do a job.
Yeah.
There, you know what I mean? So.
Well, they're pitching with nobody on. He doesn't have a whole lot of responsibilities right now.
Yeah.
The front door cutter there.
Those coaches are nice. We started doing that a few years back. It's good to get kind of an in-game perspective from those gentlemen. Lined, caught. Right at Hakopian.
Well, it's a nice piece there by Colton Schwartz. Cutter away, and he stays on it, and sometimes this game just isn't very fair, Dave.
Yeah. Here is Hayden Yost. His first opportunity to face Aiden Sims. Yost out in right field. Yost has had a tough time offensively, just 170 on the year. 3 homers, 5 runs batted in. Boy, he has made some spectacular catches out in right field this year.
A veteran player, too. One that, the numbers aren't great, but they trust his ability to put together an at-bat had a solid season for him last year. Hit 260, 4 home runs, 38 ribbies. So he's done it in this program.
High pop-up. Akopian will make the catch. That'll be 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup, Kyle Jones, who struck out his first time up, back in there. Kyle with 4 homers and 30 runs batted in. I talked about it last week. I was here last week for the Auburn series, which was a fun weekend of baseball. If you weren't a Florida fan, if you just loved the game, there were some fun games as he sends this one out to center field. And again, catches it on the barrel, nothing to show for it. 6 in a row retired for Sims, and 9 of 10 today. The only one he didn't retire was a home run by Blake Sears. 2-1 Aggies. App will have the series finale between number 2 Alabama, number 9 Tennessee. Monday night coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central at Sherry Parker Lee Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, literally on the banks of the Tennessee River. By the way, we were in Knoxville.
We were just there.
And I got to tell you that as far as renovations go, that stadium they did for the baseball team, fantastic.
They nailed it, didn't they?
Oh, my gosh. Home run all the way.
Pretty remarkable, the buildings in this league.
I know, it's crazy. This one right here.
Yeah, gorgeous. Liam Peterson, a little bit up and down, kind of like his season, kind of like the Gators season, honestly. I mean, it's flashes of brilliance and then mistakes that it just seems like he tends to have a couple each game. And of course, this team will make you pay when you do.
He has pitched better since he moved into like the 2-hole in the rotation. That ball's hit hard off the bat of Partita, out to right center. Jones to the wall. That one is out of here. The freshman does it again. That is number 12 this year.
You know, Liam Peterson had not given up a home run until his last start against Auburn. He gave up 2 in his last start, and now he's already given up 2 here in this one, and almost a third. A hanging slider that Partita rides out of here to the backside gap. And, man, that doesn't look like a freshman when the ball comes off his bat, does it?
Well, Mike Early was just talking to us a moment ago about the balance of the veteran guys and getting quality play, reliable play from the freshman class. And I think he's gotten more than that with a kid like Nico Partita.
Yeah, Partita is sitting right there in the 5-hole, just doing work like he's a veteran. And then
Keel, a lazy fly ball out into left center, and there is Jones to make the catch.
And then you got Kellner down there in the 9-hole, who isn't having an awesome offensive season, but has walked a ton, a very respectable OBP, especially when you talk about it down in the 9-hole. And then, of course, Jorian Wilson, who, you know, projects like he has a chance to be a superstar in this league with 9 homers. So you're talking about 2 freshmen, Wilson just one shy, that are going to hit you double-digit homers.
It's a fastball there. Didn't see many his first time up. Change up, change up, change up, change up.
Carson Bowen calling the pitches tonight. He's playing with the youngster a little bit. All off speed his first time up, and he starts him off with a 97-mile-an-hour heater. Back to the changeup, and this is when people talk about working through this league like that. This is the kind of stuff you're talking about, where pitchers have the ability to throw such elite stuff, and you just have no idea what's coming in any count.
The 0-2. Heater up in the strike zone, fouled back at 98 miles an hour.
And here comes another changeup. So this is where you want to go, Jorian. They're gonna throw a changeup, so just sit on it and don't chase it down and away. This is it.
Let's see.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
There you go. Now that one wasn't Peterson's best, and my guess is because he didn't love that one, he'll go right back to it. That's my guess.
There it is. Good call, Coach Burke.
And again, you put together enough at bats, and you start to have a feel for the way pitchers want to work. And when you chase 98 up, even though he fouled it off, that's all they care about. Okay, well if you're actually ready to hit that one up at the top, we're just going to pull the string at the bottom. And this is why it can be painful experience in this league. But again, a youngster who's uber talented.
And here is Bear Harrison to the plate. Bear chased one up a tree in right center field. His first time up. His 7th home run of the year.
I see what you did there. Pretty good.
Thanks. Every now and then.
For you especially, it was really good.
Thank you, buddy.
37-degree launch. Yeah, so we saw Blake Sears was 28. That one was 9 degrees higher, which again, 37, no matter how hard you hit it, 37 is going to be a little dependent on the conditions. You get a day where the conditions are like this, 37 might end up out of the stadium like his almost did. But if the wind was blowing the opposite direction, it wouldn't leave the yard. That 26 to 28 like Blake Sears hit, that can cut right through a wind.
Here's the 1-2. Oh, good take by Bear.
How about Bear Harrison in SEC play, #1 in walks? I mean, not only does he give you thump, does he give you defense, but he leads the league in conference play in walks. And Kellner's tied for 4th. So when 8 and 9 are getting on base like these two do, that's how Grahovac and Sorrell have done the damage they have in that 1-2 hole.
And here comes the 3-2. Just did get a piece of it. Of course, Bear Harrison's brother, Kyle, currently with the Milwaukee Brewers. 3rd pick back in the 2020 big league draft by the Giants. But now he's with the Brewers. Been pitching well this year. Starter with the Brewers.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Bear might find himself up there one day as well. Certainly capable. You get power behind the plate like this.
Sharply hit. Lawson knocks it down. Across the diamond and a pick at first. Wow. Well done by Ethan Surowick. That'll get the Gators off the field.
Typically this is a backhand, Dave. And Brendan Lawson kind of circles it here, an awkward catch. But he knocks it down. Fortunately for him, you got the catcher running. Watch him knock it down barehanded, rip it across the diamond. Nice job by Surowick.
A&M has taken a lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Last night, Florida able to take down Texas A&M 9-2. Gators put together 13 hits. A&M could only muster 5 hits, and the guy that got the win and pitched again exceptionally well joins us, Aiden King. Went 8 innings last night, just 4 hits allowed. Aiden, when you get ready for a game like this, it's obviously you've got an elite opponent coming in here, like most of them are on the weekends, but these guys can really hit. It jumps at you, their numbers offensively. Do you look at that stuff from a big picture perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's just understanding the game. You understand, like, every SEC team is going to be different, and they're just going to smash the ball. So, like a team like Texas A&M, like, they're not looking to strike out or bunt or anything like that. They're trying to smash the ball. So it's let themselves get out and keep my pitch count low.
Just that simple, huh? Just let them get themselves out.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the game plan. I wasn't trying to do anything special.
Well, let me say, well, it feels like that's your deal every time out. Like there's some pitchers you watch throw the baseball, and it looks like they're afraid to throw the ball over the white. When I watch you pitch, it looks like you have zero issues challenging whoever it is. It doesn't matter, Grahovac, Sorrell, Kopi, like here's my best stuff. Is that a conscious thing? Has it always been there with you? Is it something that's evolved as you've gotten bigger and stronger and added velocity?
Yeah, I just realized that, like, there's no need to walk anybody, and when you walk somebody, it's just going to lead to a bad inning. So if I need to go out there and attack these guys, and if they hit the ball, kudos to them. They did their job, but I'm not going to go out there and be afraid because they're a draft guy, and I'm just going to throw it over the plate.
It's simple.
Yeah, he makes it simple.
Over the plate. What's so hard about that?
Well, obviously, you've got a new catcher this year in Carson Bone who came over from TCU. That I'm just curious. Sully was talking to us about letting you guys kind of call the game. Does that kind of free you up a little bit? Describe that and what it's like when it's just you and the catcher kind of making those decisions.
Honestly, it's like a better pace. He understands what works best for me, and me, Carson, and Cobb go over the hitters Wednesday or Thursday before the game, and we just look at what their weakness is and what my strength is, and we just compare it and then go with the game plan there. It's just the trust between us and Sully, just understanding, like, we have the ability to do that, and he's very intelligent behind the plate, and he can do it with just about anybody who comes into the game.
Take me through a post-game day. Like, okay, the day after your start. Like, I'll be honest with you, there was really no part of me that wanted to pitch other than the fact that every once in a while you'd look at it like a dude like yourself, and you're like, man, it would be kind of fun to just, like, shove and then just, like, chill. So, like, I did my job, boys. You take the rest of the weekend. So tell me what you do on the day after a start.
I mean, we have to get up early in the morning, and I go lift with Sean in the mornings. I do a big arm care day. I'm trying to get the body and the blood flowing back in the arm. Just trying to relieve all the tension and the tightness in my arm, and then come back here, shag BP, chop it up with the boys and everything, and then get in the dugout and just keep the energy rolling like they did for me, and talk to Liam about what worked best for me, and give him a kind of a game plan of what I did.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we're two different pitchers, so obviously I tell him what I saw, and then Carson and him can talk and go with a game plan that they want to go with.
And then you don't even have to put the uni on the next day. Just go zip up.
I got the uni on, but
you do?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I figure at this point, Sully lets you probably figure you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
So
Nah.
okay, the uni's in there? All right. I'm just asking.
Hey, so I got to, like, we're talking to you right now. Calm, cool, collected. But when you're in the middle of a game, let's just face it. I mean, you are chirping at some folks. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of energy. Where does that come from?
I mean, I'm just not going to let myself get pushed over by anybody. So, yeah. I mean, there's two different modes to me. Like, outside of baseball, like, very easy, go happy and everything.
Sir, what hits another one? Yeah, I know. Unfortunately,
hit that higher. Hey, when he comes back in, say, hey, man, good swing. Hit it higher next time.
See how that goes for you.
Go for it.
Tell him. Higher. Say higher.
Where's he at? Hey, Ethan. He's not even looking at you.
Yeah, you might not want to tell. I was kind of kidding, but you would know if he would be cool with that or not.
Yeah, but I mean, there's two different modes. Like, you know, I'm a calm, collective guy. I go about my day and like, easy to talk to. And then I get on the mound. It's just a different mindset. You know, I'm here to win a game and get the team into a position to win a series. So a team chirps at me or I just get fired up pretty quickly. So, I mean, going back to like the 8th inning, like that's emotions got the best of me. And honestly, like if I could go back and change anything, it'd be directed more towards our teammates in the dugout, not towards them.
We're going to show some highlights last night of you on the mound. Like, what was working? I mean, obviously your fastball is pretty elite, especially when you keep it down. We're watching your teammate right here, Cade McDonald, by the way, with his home run.
He had an unbelievable
Yeah,
game.
how about that last night?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Tell me how the boys celebrated that, because that had to be pretty neat.
Oh, it was great. I mean, everyone was happy for him. I mean, everyone was excited, hugging him, just high-fiving him, just all over him.
Yeah, because he's part of your pitching group too.
And he's been throwing the ball great. It's a sneaky two-way guy.
Yeah, I'm sure all you pitchers think you would go 3 for 4 with a homer and a double too. Like, I'm sure you have you ever told Sully like you probably have that in the tank as well?
Yeah, I mean, I'll let him know. I could hit.
I love that. I never met a pitcher that didn't think he could hit. Never.
Hey, you hit .301 with 2 homers and 16 doubles in high school.
Yeah, I had it.
Yeah,
All
see,
right.
I'm
two homers. Okay.
Yeah.
I did come in here and thinking, like, I do not want to face myself, so I'll just hang it up. I'll just leave it right there.
What
Had
do
a
you
good
do?
year.
Hey, what do you do? We'll get out here. I just kind of get a feel. Like, what do you do, like, to have fun outside of baseball?
You know, I go and play golf. Been trying to get better now that I'm a PO.
Yeah.
And then just hang out with my friends. We'll go places, like we'll go to the lake or just hang out, watch a movie, just kick it back. Now that the school's over and finals are done, we'll probably go play a lot of golf, hang out by the pool, and just hang out and just have
Chill.
fun.
God, that sounds like a
Play
good
ball.
life, man. Play ball, hang out at the pool, play golf. That's my dream right there.
That's it.
I took a wrong turn somewhere in my life. And to come back and do that.
I lived that at one point, but 25 years later, life's a little more complicated. But enjoy it, brother.
Yeah,
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm going to
hey.
make the most of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, man, it's been fun watching you pitch. We'll see you again this year. It's a few more times, I'm sure, but continued success, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Aiden King with a big win last night, and it's been fantastic on the mound. Here's a ground ball after bat of Bowen, and that one scoops underneath the glove of Kellner, and everybody's safe. Sear will be at second base after he was hit by that pitch.
Now, this is going to go down as a base hit, but I think Boston Kellner would agree this is a play he could make. Dave, it looks like he's trying to circle it to get ready to dive before he catches it. See how he starts to dive before he catches it? And that's just one of those balls where you want to catch that thing, get your nose down and catch it, and you'll figure out how to throw it after you make the catch. But you can't put step number 2 before step number 1, and that's Kellner got caught a little bit in between there and whiffed on the catch.
Here's Cade Kurland, junior out of Tampa, Florida. 2 on, 2 outs. That's fouled off his foot at the plate.
It's such a fine line, Dave, when you have a range play like that, because you know you need to get rid of the ball with such urgency that you want to start to already position your body. Can't do anything without the baseball, though. That's a certainty. And, again, a young shortstop out there learning on the fly in the Southeastern Conference has done a fantastic job, and just a tough chance that he just comes up empty on.
Certainly Carson Bowen will take the base
That's
knock,
right.
though. Again, fouls one off his foot. Kurland's a guy at the plate, Berkey. I'm a fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there's a lot in there. I'm shocked that he's hitting .257 this year with only 2 homers. I mean, there's a lot of power to pop in that bat. You know, I'm not talking a 20 home run type season, but he's a double-figure guy, you would think.
Yeah, well, he hit 17 as a freshman on a team that made it to the College World Series Finals, and then 14 as in his sophomore year, but just been banged up and, you know, missed a year because of surgery, and then dealt with some stuff to start this season, and, you know, just doesn't feel like he's quite found that groove again that we saw early in his career.
Struck out his first time up against Sims, who has just been, until this moment, really hasn't had much trouble. Gave up the Sear home run. Ground ball out to short. We'll try Kellner again. He'll go to second the easy way, and that'll get the Aggies Off the infield. I tell you what, Aiden Sims has been fantastic. His club leads by 2. Heading to the top of the 5th inning, Dave Neal and Chris Burke. Glad you could join us. Boy, that's a great shot of Condren Family Ballpark, and it is a family atmosphere today. Gorgeous weather here in Gainesville. 2 top 25 teams going toe-to-toe. Boy, you get that just about every weekend in this league.
Yeah, that's true. I love what they've done with this ballpark. The berm areas down the lines are just fantastic for families.
Boston Kellner 0 for 1. Boston at 258 now. Hitting 9th in the lineup, and then he'll be back to Gavin Grahovac and Caden Sorrell. Liam Peterson's pitch count is at 71. He's been a guy that's been, at this point in the game, there have been times he's been already up to 85, 90 pitches.
Yeah, it's been a little more efficient today, and definitely looks like he's trying to fill the zone up and challenging hitters. Of course, a couple times that's not gone his way. But from a pitch count standpoint, he's giving himself a chance to pitch deep into this ball game.
Now goes 2-0 on the 9-hole hitter. Make it 3-0.
Yeah, as we say that, he goes 3-0.
Kellner out of Chandler, Arizona. He started every game this year at short. Looks at a strike.
And it's amazing how many times Harrison and Kellner have walked in the league. And traditionally you'd say, well, you can't walk the 9-hole hitter with Gavin Grahovac on deck. But both Harrison and Kellner have done a great job of being patient. Oof. That's a nice one if you're Liam Peterson. It looked like a fastball off the edge, goes his way. Trying to work back from starting 3-0. Do not want to pitch to people with people on base to Grahovac and Sorrell.
Shot through a big hole on the right side. Curlin, the second baseman, was playing behind the bag. And what a great job. Well, we've seen that a couple of times here today from the Aggies. Just some really disciplined hitting.
Well, and Dave, this is what we're talking about with full counts. Like, do you want to walk or do you want to hit? This isn't a perfect pitch. This is a pitch. Watch where this thing is. This is up and out. Or excuse me, that's the 3-1 right there. But the 3-2 is up and out. And again, just not being overly picky. And he shoots a ball through the backside hole.
Yeah, we talked about that today, earlier today. You and I just discussing hitters want to hit.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I think in today's era, the walk has been elevated to the point where there are some guys that I question, do they want to hit?
Yeah.
You know, and we've seen that a little bit with some guys in some full counts today where it's like, are we, you know, again, you want to walk when the pitcher doesn't throw it over the plate, right? But there's some 50-50 balls where I feel like when hitters are really in a hitterish mode, they're willing to go and extend the zone just enough to move the baseball. And it's different situations, different guys view that differently. But right there, Kellner took a pitch that I thought was borderline a ball and just rips it to the right side.
And gets it to Grahovac, who's ahead 1-0 on the count. Gavin has singled and walked, caught stealing back in the first inning. "13 homers, 55 runs batted in." Oh, that ball's hit high in the air. Deep, and I mean deep. Off the top of the batter's eye. Yes, it bounced off the top of the batter's eye. It is 400 feet to straightaway center field.
I mean, the man is on a roll like very few people in this country right now. Get yourself a chest bump, son, because you are locked in. Looked like a hanging, no, just another four-seamer, Dave, and yikes, Liam Peterson puts his head down. A little casual bat flip, and this ball hits the top of the batter's eye. That's like Wyatt Langford territory around these parts.
2 RBIs for Grahovac. It is now 5-1. And that is the 3rd home run allowed by Peterson today. And remember, it wasn't until last week that he gave up his first home run. Auburn got him for 1.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy, Caden Sorrell, who's been having a tough weekend. Went 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. That one stabbed by Surwook, and he'll underhand toss it to Peterson, and they'll get the out.
So, Dave, on March 28th, okay, on March 28th, Gavin Grahovac had 2 home runs. March 28th. It is, what day is today? Today is April 25th.
Yeah, so 2 home runs. That's in the first 20
for the season.
For the first 25 games.
That's right. He had 2 home runs. Today, he has 14 home runs.
2 through 25, and now he's up to 14.
And I mean, it has been in league play. He trails only Aiden Robbins now in home runs in SEC play. Man, it's just today, as of today, man, Landon Hairston and Take Davis have been doing it all season long. But over the last month, Gavin Grahovac is right there with the best hitters in the country.
You mentioned Aiden Robbins, Texas. You know, we talk a lot about Daniel Jackson, Caden Sorrell, and now you got to kind of almost put Gavin Grahovac in that category of SEC Player of the Year type players. But Robbins at Texas is one of those guys that's quietly been just putting on a show.
Yeah, no, he's been in conference games. He leads the SEC in home runs, and he seems to have a real desire to perform in the spotlight that's as good as anybody that I've seen. He doesn't just hit homers in league play. He hits them on Friday nights, Dave. Like, it's against the other team's best pitchers. He hit a couple more last night against Fennell. I saw him hit 2 on a Friday night against the Aggies. He is a special talent.
That ball's hit out to center field. Kyle Jones will make the catch. That'll be out number 2. Hey, don't forget, coming up next, Vandy, speaking of Texas, Vandy will host number 4 Texas at Hawkins Field in Nashville. You can watch it here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Our boys, Tom Hart, Kyle Peterson on the call for that one. KP, we saw, he was letting us know he was out kind of checking like some arts and stuff out.
Okay. I know he went to the zoo. I think he was pulling our chain with the art museum.
Well, I'm going to go with it, though.
But he did go to the zoo, which there's a story there somewhere. I'm interested to get there.
I'm sure he was wearing a pullover, a vest maybe, with flip-flops.
With flip-flops, and a hat. Yep.
Texas last night beats Vanderbilt 11-4. I felt like that was a really big series for Vanderbilt, just in terms of where they were, RPI, all their analytical numbers haven't been great. Sharply hit. Curlin stabs it with the backhand.
Nice play.
But there are home runs, and then there's this. Gavin Grahovac. I mean, just crushes a ball.
Do not leave your seat when Gavin Grahovac comes up to bat. Ugh! That ball is smushed over the batter's eye to center field. Goodness, he's hot.
Hey, some scores from around the league today. How about South Carolina? They're up 2-0 on the Cats in Columbia. Ole Miss rallies 3 home runs in the 8th inning. They win 10-8 over Georgia. Missouri. That's a tough one for Arkansas. That series tied as 1-1.
No, Arkansas won that series. That one started on Thursday.
That ball
again.
Bashed.
Again.
Out of here. Home run. Have yourself a weekend, Caden McDonald.
Pretty impressive. And the crowd is absolutely loving it, and they should. We have another one of these magical stories going on here in Gainesville, Dave. And it looks like the Gators have a plan here to ambush Aiden Sims on the first pitch of an inning. Another hanging cutter, and Caden McDonald just backspins this one out into the jet stream. What a story. Giving his bullpen, but you know, we see the I love you salute all the time now around the bases, but it feels a little more special when it's actual bullpen guy giving it out there to his bullpen. It hits a little different.
A two-way player just gets a spot start in the DH role, mainly because they were throwing A&M was throwing a lefty, and now he gets to face a righty, a guy who's been dealing.
Yes.
And does that. And here's Colton Schwartz. He fouls that one off. I mean, there's maybe just the fact that you're not really thinking about much. You're just up there just being a ball player.
Yeah, and you don't have any scars really on the season because he hasn't, he just had eight at-bats going into last night.
Boy, that was 107 miles an hour off the bat, went 415 feet.
Yeah, I mean, he's not hitting cheap ones, Dave. No. That's twice way out there to the big part. It's 380 to the gap. He's hit both those balls well over 400 feet.
Schwartz has missed some time with an injury, but good to see him back there. A couple of weeks off. Well, there was a while there that Florida was down like 4 starters with injuries. They've had an oblique issue running through that team. One of their best arms, Jackson Barberry's still out. That ball is base hit. Right over the glove of Chris Akopian, and Schwartz with the base knock. Handing all his gear to former Gator catcher Mike Rivera over there, first base coach.
Okay, this is what the Gators been looking for. They've been looking for production at the bottom of the order. That has been the bugaboo for this offense, is just struggling to start innings or maintain innings in the bottom third of their order. And, of course, with the emergence of Caden McDonald and getting Schwartz back, feels a little different down there.
Gators had 2 hits in the first 4 innings. They had 2 hits so far here in the bottom of the 5th.
And we talk about the production that the Aggies have been getting at the bottom, Dave. Like, oftentimes the difference in the middle of the pack lineups and the best are not how great your stars are. It's more of how much production do you get at the bottom.
Hayden Yost behind 0-1. Yost hitting 9th in this lineup. Well, he had a 2-home run game against the Georgia Bulldogs in Athens a few weeks back. And a couple of those were one of those 2 home runs was a monster shot into the trees. That's kind of the Bulldogs saying, feed the trees. Bulldogs didn't feed the trees that weekend against this Gator pitching, but Hayden Yost fed them.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best season for Yost, but he's had some big moments. Hit a homer against Florida State as well.
Yep. Gators swept the Seminoles this year in their 3 midweek games.
Crazy how many times Sully's done that.
That one is shot down the line and left, and it'll be just foul.
Gators fans are into it. They feel a run coming. Yeah, they're down, but there's definitely some hope in the building right now, especially when you got the top of the order looming.
Pitch number 72 on the way. It is skied. And that'll be the first out of the inning.
Now this is where it's going to be interesting to see what the Aggies do here, because Sims has been fantastic getting them deep into ball games. The bullpen, they didn't have to use their best dudes last night. So they've got Gavin Lyons. They have Clayton Freshcorn. They have all their bullets available. .92 in there for a strike. Jones shakes the head. You mentioned Lyons. He's up in that bullpen for the Aggies right now. Fouled straight back. Yeah, it's been interesting to watch the Aggies kind of solidify their roles here over the last few weeks, and it's been very clear the way they want to handle games where they have a lead, and it's been basically Lyons, Darden, and Freshcorn out of that Aggie bullpen. Here's the 0-2, just off the plate. Kyle Jones was in a Gator uniform last year, but injured early in the season, shut it down, only 16 at-bats after transferring in from Stetson. Hard to believe this guy had 2 Division I offers, Kennesaw State and Stetson. Well, you could see where he was skinny, maybe a little, maybe not quite physical enough for the Southeastern Conference, and he had a monster freshman year at Stetson, and the home run power per se has not come, but he's done a really nice job, been very consistent. 13 doubles at that leadoff spot. Jeff Head working hard behind the plate, chasing down some balls. There you go. It's been around for a while. Longer than me, I think. That's saying something. Yeah, I think so.
Another one fouled out of play by Jones. Nothing else. He's running this pitch count up there. Sims has thrown as many as 117 pitches in a start. 3 times he's been up over 100 pitches this year. This is the 7th pitch of this at-bat to Jones. That one's down the dirt. Harrison's throw down to second is in plenty of time.
That is a huge mistake. And you know the Gator dugout is, well, you got a hitter up here that's worked this thing full. You got Brendan Lawson on deck. And yeah, the ball's in the dirt, but you have to be 100% sure to go in that situation. You talk about taking the air out of the building. That is a tough one. You love the aggressiveness. The ball did bounce, but man, that you have to just be uber conservative right there in that spot.
Now there's 2 down in the inning. High fly ball, playable for Keel out in left, and he will make the catch, and that'll do it for the Gators. They do get the Caden McDonald home run. It is 5-2 Texas A&M, 7th-ranked team in America, leading the 21st-ranked Florida Gators. We have had the wind's blowing out.
Yes.
But we have seen a power show here today.
It's been a lot of fun. 2 teams with some real muscle in the middle of their order. Of course, the Aggies are known for it. Now Luke McNeely gets his chance to try to hold this muscle down of the Aggie order that can hurt you top to bottom. Talented arm, making his 15th appearance. You see the 41 strikeouts in 29 innings will get the fastball up to 97 miles an hour, a couple different breaking balls. And it's his job to try to keep this Aggies offense at bay and give his team a chance to make a run.
He has been a key part of that bullpen, especially in the absence of Jackson Barberi, another flame-throwing right-hander who's out with the oblique. And the first man that he will face will be Nico Partita. How about this from the freshman back in the 4th inning?
Yeah, good day to hit it high and let it fly. A little backside Johnny to the gap. And man, is he a strong, physical. This was your first time seeing them in person. First thing you said when you saw him around the cage. It's a physical group.
Swing and a miss there. He's behind 0-2.
Goodness.
Base hit. Kid can just flat out hit.
I mean, he really can, and the direction back to the middle of the field is impressive. I mean, we just saw him ride one out of here to right center field, and now another swing where usually freshmen have such a hard time trusting and letting the ball get there, and you just see the direction all lined up through the middle of the field. A hanging cutter gets smoked in the gap, and the Aggies back at it.
Chopper from Keel. They're going to underhand toss. The only play is to second. Keel can really get down the line. No chance there for the double play, but that is one out.
That's all you can get there. And that, again, Lawson still he played first base last year, and his first full season playing shortstop in college, you could almost feel a little bit of tension there as he's fielding that ball. That's one of those where you know the runner, you know the ball speed. Just make sure the first one.
Here's Jorian Wilson. Well, he's glad to see Peterson go. He struck out twice. Keel on the run, and he hits it right back through the spot Lawson was just standing at. Keel's going to come around third. They're waving him home. The throw won't be in time. How about that execution from Texas A&M?
The Aggies, we talk about the thump. How about him playing a little baseball? Cliff Pennington in the third base coaching box. He puts on a hit and run, one out. And how about the freshman known for his slug? He goes backside cue ball. And then Terrence Keel, how about this? I mean, you talk about putting the gas pedal down. This is a base runner's dream. Hit and run, ground ball in the backside gap. He gets the roundhouse from his third base coach, Cliff Pennington, and he scores on a single Dave Neal.
I mean, that's just great baseball. That was just awesome.
That was. We don't see many hit and runs anymore. That's one of the best RBIs Jorian Wilson will have in his career. The cue ball to short that goes for a ribby with a guy on first. That doesn't happen very often.
You know, everybody does it around the cages, but for those, I mean, like you have hitting coaches during BP session, they give their hitters some sort of scenario.
Yeah.
And you hear about that all the time. Hit and run.
Yeah.
5-6 hole, whatever it may be. That ball shot out to right field. Yost to the warning track will make the catch, and Harrison just did miss it. Hey, tomorrow morning right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, we'll have the men's golf championship from Sea Island Golf Club for the 25th straight year. That'll begin at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. It's a match play format to determine the title. Florida trying to defend their championship in 2025. Nothing else, just gorgeous views coming out of that Sea Island golf course.
Those guys don't want any part of our game.
No, if they'd have seen if they'd have seen us, just
no chance.
It was a sight for somebody. 0-1 on Kellner. Make it 0-2. It is a 6-2 Texas A&M advantage. They lost last night 9-2. Both these teams right now, as we sit here in the D1Baseball.com projections for the NCAA tournament, top 8 national seats. Florida checks in at number 8.
Oh,
hey now.
Emergency hack. Ole Miss already up on Georgia in game 2 of that doubleheader.
Wow. Ground ball left side. That one sneaks through. Wilson will hold up at second base. So first and second now.
Here comes that man again. This is what I'm talking about when I was talking about Cruz and Christian Moore. You get a dude like this who is just feels right now so hard to pitch to and so scary. You put him first, And it just feels like, wait, he's up again? He's up again? And then especially with the way they're getting on base in front of him, it just makes this lineup such a tall task.
10 hits for the Aggies this afternoon. Had 5 hits last night. There's his home run, 108, 31-degree launch ankle. Little wind at your back, 431 feet. Now maybe we can get it after this. Well, we'll wait now as Lawson has a chance to field it. So it goes to second base.
Wow.
And everybody's going to be safe.
So, Dave, you got 2 options here.
Yeah.
You either throw this ball to third or you get rid of it in the blink of an eye to second base. And Brendan Lawson does neither. Watch the gather step. So he's going to get to this ball. Watch how many steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he gets rid of it. You just don't have that kind of time. They're not holding the runner on at first, Dave. Right? So this is not a traditional throw to second base. The guy at first can get as big a lead in secondary as he wants because nobody's holding him on. And Brendan Lawson just not playing with a quick enough motor right there and gives the Aggies another opportunity here. And now Sorrell with the bases loaded.
I mean, if you're Luke McNeely, you've given up a couple of
yeah, what have you given up? A cue ball through the 6 or on a hit and run, and now a chopper to the 6 hole, and you're in a mess. That's going to be ruled a single.
Caden Sorrell. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. By the way, so Grahovac now is 3 for 3 with a walk. Swing and a miss.
See, that's what I'm talking there with Dave. Like Sorrell, that's a pitch outside of the zone that you just wouldn't expect a hitter of his caliber to offer at. Now he finds himself in a big hole. The thing about Sorrell is, though, just when you think you got him, if you mess up, he could put a 4 spot in a hurry right here.
Got him. Third time Sorrell's gone down on strikes, leaves the bases loaded, but the Aggies do make it a 6-2 ball game. Well, I mean, Berkey Sims got up to a great start today. 5 innings, 4 hits, struck out 7, didn't walk anybody.
Yeah, had the cutter going early. Loved how he used the velocity late for, you see those strikeout looking on the fastballs away. And it was just cutter, changeup. We saw a bigger breaking ball right there, both sides of the plate. And he just continues to give them a chance to win in these game 2 scenarios. Now, they're third time through the order here. They're going to go to the bullpen. Again, they have it all lined up here for the back end of the bullpen. And Gavin Lyons, interesting release point here, Dave. You'll see kind of a low 3/4 slot, ground ball pitcher. It's mostly fastballs, but he's been really effective, especially lately.
4.5 ERA, 45 2/3 innings. And he will face the 2-hole hitter, Brendan Lawson, followed by Ethan Serwick and Blake Sear. At the knees in there for a strike to start things off. Gavin Lyons at 7-0. He's only made 3 starts. This is his 16th appearance out of the bullpen, and that one is gloved. Hakopian elevates.
Boy, Brendan Lawson frustrated. Just can't quite get going, and he hit a double last night. You think this is a base hit into right field. Hakopian climbing the ladder. Showing some bunnies, Dave.
That's got to be tough because you're not sure, right, how hard that's coming off to time that jump.
Yeah, because I don't think he absolutely scorched it, but it was hit hard enough where you better get off your feet in a hurry.
Here's Ethan Serwick, hit it hard off the barrel the last time, but right at an Aggie. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Not too many times you get a guy's stat line like Gavin Lyons, who's 7-0 and only made 3 starts. I mean, that's a lot of work out of a bullpen.
Yeah, no, again, it shows you a guy that's not only getting a lot of chances, but giving them some length, staying in there, right?
You'll have a chance here. Boy, he gives up the walk. That is the 12th walk allowed this year by Lyons. Hey, tomorrow the Rally Cap crew will break down the SEC baseball and softball weekend, highlights, analysis, and interviews. They'll also get you set for the upcoming week with a look at the best matchups. Coverage begins 6 Eastern right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app.
Careful.
What?
Careful.
Blake Sear, who has homered today and was hit by a pitch, about the only way they kind of slow him down, but he still got on base, but the hit by pitch, this is what it looked like back in the second.
Not really a hanging cutter, but it was up. It was out. It had some horizontal to it, but when you face a talented hitter who's locked in, it doesn't really matter where it is. If it's over the white, he's got a chance to do damage. Part of me feels like maybe we should just let Grahovac and Sear just kind of go one-on-one here.
No. That would be kind of fun. Sear was hit by a pitch twice last night. Got hit by a pitch here today. Well, this guy's just, we can't overlook the fact, too, in this little run, he has had some defensive gems out there in left field. That one's fouled off. Well, he laid out like Superman on a catch last weekend against Auburn.
Well, he's clearly coming into his own. Again, a fourth-year player, first 2 years at Miami. Hit 17 home runs as a freshman in Miami. But then decided to leave after his second year there and had a good, not great year for Florida, but did do some good things. But, man, has he really blossomed here.
It just continues. That one's going to allow Serwick to get to third base, so they'll be at the corners. And again, an 8-game hit streak now for Blake Sear, and he is 16 of 31 in that stretch.
Yeah, it's not a bunch of 1-for-4s in this 8-game hit streak. It is damage, and it is multi-hit games. Look at him suck those arms in, get the sweet spot to the back of the baseball. That's a pitch where a lot of guys are rolling over. It's interesting. We saw him hook a cutter away, and now we see him stay inside, a sinker in. He's showing you he's got a few different clubs in his bag, Dave.
He's now tied for the team lead with 16 multi-hit games. Carson Bowen to the plate. Carson has struck out and singled. Had a good time this morning with his dad. We got a chance to play golf with his dad, David. Enjoyed that time. All the way from California, where he is from. He's got a couple of brothers. It was his dad was son. He's got a couple of brothers, athletic family. Said coming home for holidays, it was just a battle of who's got more scars and injuries.
Sounded like they had to repatch a couple holes in the wall.
Yeah.
A couple trips to the hospital.
You learn a lot on a golf course. See, that was a work outing for us.
Yeah, that's right. We were doing research.
That's right.
You can see where Carson gets his power from. His old man can rip it.
That one's just off the plate.
Lyons just looks a little nibbly right now, Dave, meaning he's just kind of nibbling around the edges of the zone, and the command is kind of wobbly right now.
Out to left, Keel makes the catch. That'll be good enough to get Surwick home as he slides safely across the plate. And the Gators pick up their third run of the game off a sac fly from Carson Bowen.
Nice job there by the Gator backstop. Again, another Gator hitter who's been able to stay inside that sinker and not get over the top of it. Good situational hitting, and now the Gators just down 3.
2 down in the inning. Cade Kurland struck out, grounded out. That's in there for a strike. The redshirt junior out of Tampa, Florida. He missed about 3.5 weeks, all told 14 games this year with an injury. Ooh, that one catches him in the shoulder.
Looked like this is supposed to be a cutter. Look at that thing back up on it. That one just comes out the side of his hand. And teach tape on how to take an HPP. Turn your back to the ball, let it hit the meat of your tricep there. And Gators now bring the tying run to the plate in the form of one of the neatest stories here of the weekend, Caden McDonald.
4 for 5 in the series with 2 home runs. Little meeting on the mound to discuss how they're going to handle Caden McDonald.
That ball is backspun into the gap. His second in as many nights. And what if I told you that Caden McDonald was going to have more homers in April than Brendan Lawson?
I would not have believed you.
Currently is the reality that we're living in.
But I don't think you would have told me that, though. That's the thing.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But what if?
Right.
It's a hypothetical, Dave.
I mean, it's such a great story. You know, he's kind of been a midweek guy. Can chew up 2-3 innings
Out
if
of the
they
bullpen,
need.
yep.
And just waiting for his opportunity. And you talked about it in the summer. Had a nice little summer. Was a two-way in the Cape. And here he is, making a difference. At the end of April for the Gators. He looks at a strike. Foul tip straight back.
That's what you get a lot with Lions. You again that low 3/4 arm slot. You get a ton of ride in towards the right-handed hitters, and you just have to be disciplined to try to get the ball out away from you, because if it starts in, it's going to run in.
Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. Gators do pick up a run. They cut the lead, but it's still 6-3 Texas A&M.
Best conference tournament in all of college baseball.
Run straight for the breakaway.
Let's get to Hoover.
Cannot wait to get to Hoover for another year at Hoover Metropolitan Stadium. Begins May 19th. As we go the second season of a single elimination format. As Chris Hakopian steps in for the Aggies.
I almost forgot about that. You know, that last year that was a big talking point and so new, but we haven't talked about it a ton. But I thought it was really efficient. I think everybody likes it because, you know, if it doesn't go well, you get out of there. Now, you know, maybe there's some coaches that would, if they need to make a run from a tournament standpoint, would like the opportunity to hang around a little while. But it's still, at least you have that chance. And everybody has that chance, right? All 16 teams.
But in this type of format, clearly getting that double bye, being a top 4 seed and after the regular season, is a huge, huge bonus.
Well, I mean, essentially, you can now win it with your weekend rotation, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then you get to Sunday and figure out how you want to do it. I guess I shouldn't say win it. You can get there with it. And everybody starts on Thursday the week before. So none of your weekend guys need to be on short rest.
Right.
Again, talking about the top 4 teams.
3-2 fouled off. Hakopian, a couple of hits today, a single and a double. Fouls this one back out of play. Eighth pitch of this at-bat coming. Luke McNeely on the mound. Ground ball out to Lawson, it's short. And that'll get Hakopian at first, 1 down. Coming up next, Vandy and Texas, the 4th-ranked Longhorns in Nashville. They'll be at Hawkins Field. Watch it right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app coming up around 8 o'clock Eastern Time. An hour from now. Texas wins last night, game 1 of that series. Boy, Vandy's been kind of an enigma this year. They can really swing it. I mean, they're second in the league in home runs. I mean, they've got a lot of power in that lineup. But the pitching is just, it has just been a struggle. That'll be 2 down. Nico Pardita. First pitch he sees, will line it out to left. Blake Sear is there to make the catch. That was a clean, efficient inning for Luke McNeely. 6-3, Aggies out in front. Here's our game summary. What has stood out to you today, Berkey? What's jumped at you?
I just think Grohovac and Sear. I mean, to me, the ability of both those hitters to stay locked in at such a high level has been really impressive. But also the Aggies' ability to punch back, right? You're facing a guy that's going to be a first-round pick. You know you got your hands full after really getting stymied last night by Aiden King, and they have shown the depth and the power that this offense possesses, and now they get the ball to the back end of their bullpen to try to get this thing across the finish line.
Well, the Aggies going back to the bullpen, as you talked about. There's a system, a format in place, and now it's Darden's opportunity, the left-hander, the senior. 3-0. I mean, it seems like all these guys have great records. 3.32 ERA, making his 18th appearance.
Transfer from Clemson, show you kind of sinker slider, another kind of lower slot arm.
Landon Stripling will hit. Stripling just checked in to play first base. He will hit for Colton Schwartz. Schwartz was at third base, so they just moved Serwick from first to third.
Hope everything's okay with Mr. Schwartz. Yeah. I know he was the one who got thrown out on the dirt ball read a couple innings ago, but
didn't see anything. So Stripling steps to the plate. 234 on the year. Couple of home runs, 2 doubles. Here's the 2-2. And that one's down.
It's not wipeout stuff in this Aggie bullpen, Dave. This is, not the most wow you with swing and miss pitching staff that the Aggies possess.
called strike 3.
But what you do get is you get some kind of funky looks and you get strikes. These guys have been very reliable strike throwers, as we see Darden just paint a fastball right on the outer edge. Stripling didn't agree, but that's a big out number 1 for the Aggies.
Darden spent 3 years at Clemson. Was actually with the Tigers when the Gators went to Clemson for a super region that you and I were there.
Yeah, we did that one together.
One of the greatest baseball games I've ever seen. How many innings did that thing go?
Was it 12 maybe?
How, it was more than that. It was like 16, I thought. We were on for like 5.5 hours.
We were on a while. Maybe it was more like 14. But Ashton Larson got the game-winning hit.
That's right, yeah.
Caglione almost got tossed early.
Yeah. Ground ball back up the middle.
Speaking of Ashton Larson, that was him.
He checks into the game and grounds out. I don't have that in front of me, but I wonder if he faced Darden.
Yeah.
In that matchup.
Very well could have.
That would be deep into the woods, though, to try to pull that up.
What was our guy's name playing center field that made that catch?
Oh gosh,
one of the best catches you will ever see. I kind of lost my mind on that catch.
What a weekend that was. Packed houses. Those fans at Clemson were into it. And that was
Cam Canarella.
Thank you.
That's who it was.
Was that the year the Gators started the league 1-11? Was that the year?
I think that's 2024. That's right. Yes, it is. And they ended up going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Because 23 they played for the championship, lost in the finals to LSU, and then 24 they got off to that horrendous start, and rallied. Them and LSU both that year. That was the year they had to go to Georgia and win the series to make the tournament.
Yeah.
Because you got to be above 500 to get in the big dance.
Ground ball out to short. Kellner, bad throw, and they're going to say safe at first. Kyle Jones just scooch right on past. That's an awkward throw. Not a whole lot that Grohovac could do with it.
You know, I'm wondering that, Dave. Live, it looked like it wasn't that far up the line. You see here, Kellner square his shoulders and let it rip. Boy, it just didn't look like he needed to come off the base there. I don't know. Hard to see, but
they're going to give the error to the shortstop.
Again, Grohovac, first year at first base, just wonder could he have gotten to the inside of the bag and used that big frame. Now you got Lawson, who's just the do factor here, Dave. Like this dude's due. I mean, you're talking about a guy that literally was the best hitter in the country for the first 6 weeks of the season. Look at his OPS. I mean, for 21 games, it was just an absolute bonkers season he was putting together. And over the last 17, it has just been eerily quiet.
You know, the Alabama series, I think that was the second weekend maybe of the season.
Yep.
He had back spasms and sat down for a couple games. And since then, he's had some other health issues along the way, got ill, missed some time.
Yep.
But really since that Alabama thing.
It hasn't been right.
Yeah.
I know. It's really been weird. He was, again, if you would have said who's the player of the year the first 6 weeks of the season, he would have been right there at the top of the list. And it's, you know, he's still walking. He's still giving them quality at bats, but just he has not been providing the thump that we saw consistently early on.
Yeah, Gator's going to need him. I mean, they got to have him.
Yeah, the best version of this team includes Brennan Lawson playing at the level that we've grown accustomed to seeing him play. And he had a really good freshman year, then came out of the gates blazing to start the season.
There you go. Barrels one, right on cue.
The do factor is through the roof. And he lined out his last at bat, hit a double last night. Like, you're starting to see some positive signs here from a hitter that is uber talented. And this ball is just smashed. I mean, we talked about exit velocity earlier on the home runs, Dave. Exit velocity is every bit as important on balls that infielders have a chance to make plays on. Watch Akopian. This ball's hit, what, 5 feet to his right? He can barely get out of his stance because that ball is hit so hard.
So the Aggies going to make another pitching change as Michael Early makes his way out to the mound. We'll step aside. We'll update the change on the other side. Back here in Gainesville, where Clayton Freshcorn jumping into the fray. The junior out of Waller, Texas. He has been really good out of the back end. I think they were trying to hold him for another inning or so, but Michael Early feeling like this is a crucial moment in this game. 2 outs, 2 on in a 6-3 ball game.
Yeah, he's not messing around. He's going right to his best guy. He has been fantastic. Look at that, just 4 walks in 27 innings, Dave. Just see fastball up to 96, a cutter that he does a really nice job of commanding to his glove side, away from right-handers into lefties. And it's been the most consistent arm in this Aggie bullpen, and he can give them length. In 3 innings against Texas on April 10th, his last 2 times, he went 2 innings twice against LSU last weekend.
Line, boy, they had him played perfectly. Hakopian steps on the bag. Talk about a scouting report. So that'll do it for the Gators. They'll leave a couple of runners as Surowick lines one out to the second baseman.
real fun. Just getting started.
Run straight for the breakaway.
The celebration is on.
Well, we'll be here before you know it. And right now, D1Baseball.com. This field of 64, these are their national seeds. Florida right now would be a top 8 national seed. The Aggies in that top 8 classification. I wonder what kind of impact this series, whoever wins this series, will have on those, on what that'll look like next week. I joked, you know, our buddy Kendall Rogers, D1Baseball.com, one of my favorite people in the world.
He's watching now, so
yeah. I better dial that back than what I was going to say.
Say what you're going to say. I just wanted to give you that on the front end, because
I'm just going to say that I love what he does. I think he's the best at what he does, and I love the comments when they release the top 25. It is worth a read, folks.
He loves them too.
I know he does.
He loves them too.
I text him just to say that I'm reading them.
Yeah.
You know what I love?
In case you were wondering, he hates your team. That's just the way it is.
Right.
Whatever your team
He
is.
doesn't have a team. He hates everybody.
Well, he does.
Yeah, I know he does.
Trust me.
Yeah. KR, we love you, buddy. But you know what? That was what I was going to say, though, is like about those top 25 comments. There are so many, and there are so many angry, vicious kind of comments about my team, this team. 15 years ago, nobody really cared.
No, they do such a good job, and it's a great forum for fans to interact. Sometimes it's not always friendly, but KR's got thick skin.
He better. There's Terrence Keel drawing the walk down to first base. There'll be a meeting on the mound as Kevin O'Sullivan's coming out, and he's going to call for the left-hander.
Everyday Ernie?
Everyday Ernie. Ernesto Lugo Conchola. This will be his 21st appearance. He has made that jog out of that bullpen a bunch. Division II player a year ago. Now he's in the thick of it in the SEC. We'll update his numbers when we come back. Tomorrow morning right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, we'll have the Men's Golf Championship from Sea Island Golf Club. 25th straight year they have hosted that prestigious event. 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Match play format will determine the title. Florida, of course, trying to defend that championship from 2025. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow morning. Get up bright and early. And you called it Everyday Ernesto. I don't think he saw this one coming when he left Northwest Nazarene Division II college and comes to Gainesville, and he has become their workhorse. 21st appearance, 1-0, and numbers have been pretty nifty.
Yeah, it's a two-pitch guy, too. Fastball, slider. See, they're striking out more than one an inning, just the 8 walks. And the slider is the pitch. He will throw it's essentially 50-50 from a usage standpoint, but from a swing and miss standpoint, the slider is what he will lean on.
Well, he will get the big boy, Jorian Wilson, who singled and picked up an RBI his last time at bat. A couple of strikeouts today. Jorian hitting .305 with 9 homers on the season. Nobody out. Runner at first is Terrence Keel. Started the inning off with a walk. Keel over there at first base. You know, one of the great things we have the opportunity to do, and you can't do it with a lot of sports, we get to hang out before the game, around the cages, talk to these kids, get to know them a little bit better. And I got to tell you, I spent some time talking to Terrence Keel today. Kudos to his parents. You want to talk about just a wonderful young man out of the Atlanta area.
Yeah, he always got a smile on his face.
Yeah. Yeah, they always say, you know, good spirit about him.
Definitely.
Oh, breaking ball's a good one.
Again, these Aggies hitters are as prepared as anybody from a scouting report standpoint. He knows what the report is. He's going to have to handle that slider.
Lays off that slider. Did a nice job his last at bat on a little hit and run opportunity. Slapped it right to where Lawson was at shortstop because he went to go cover the bag. Ended up getting an RBI.
Yeah. No. This dude's going to drive in a lot of runs in his career, but that one will be unique when it's all said and done.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
That is in the parking lot.
Ooh.
Jorian Wilson.
That's out where Cags used to hit him right there, Dave Neal. Goodness.
Oh.
And you're catching a slider out in front. Again, you know you're dealing with the slider. Ooh, a little top hand release and a little Griffey Jr. action to that follow through. And that man just casual stroll. As that ball left the facility out to right center field. Off the whatever that building is out there behind the scoreboard.
That building, whatever that building is.
Whatever that is. Goodness.
That is the 4th home run today for the Aggies. They came in 3rd in the league in home runs. They now have 85 on the season. They were a couple behind second place Vanderbilt. And Kevin O'Sullivan's going to make a change. Wow. That was impressive. So we'll update the change when we come back. It is now 8-3 Texas A&M. Wow, former 3-sport star in high school who was settled into the baseball diamond, and you can see why. I mean, the tool set from Jorian Wilson, quite impressive.
He went to school early in the AB and then caught a slider out over the plate, and that's over the building, off the building, into the parking lot, down the street. And the TrackMan's saying 415. I think it blinked. I think it like had a moment.
Okay, first of all, it's 380. Okay, to the light pole in right center.
Right. So you're telling me it just went 35 feet over the fence?
Yeah.
I think TrackMan had a moment, which is fine.
Yeah.
It fell asleep for like a half a second.
Ricky Reed now, the right-hander, getting his shot out of Windermere, Florida. The senior, he's been another guy that's been reliable out of that bullpen, making his 10th appearance. 16 strikeouts in 16 innings, just 4 walks. Bases are empty now. 12 hits for the Aggies, 8 runs on the board.
Sinker, slider, changeup has done a really nice job versus right-handers this year.
Aggies have scored in 5 of the 8 innings so far. Gets the pop up. Reith says he has it.
Own that pitcher.
Yeah.
Own it.
That is 1 down. Having some pitch comm issues. Little change. You go from facing Aiden King and you get 5 hits, 4 off of Aiden. Score 2 runs.
I don't think Coach Early liked that result
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. I have a feeling that will be discussed post-game.
Yeah, they don't like to swing at the first pitch a lot in the Aggie dugout. And if you do, the assumption is that it's going to be one you love. And so a 45-foot pop-up is not really in that mentality.
Yeah.
But he's got 8 on the board. You think, he's hit 4 dingers, you'd think he'd have, he's still mad. Look at him.
What are we doing? What are we doing? To paraphrase.
He is not happy.
I look at Michael Early and what he went through last year in his first season, and I'm telling you, when you start to realize that he didn't have Gavin Grahovac and Caden Sorrell in the lineup last year
for
most of the year.
Yeah, Sorrell played a decent amount, but Grahovac was out essentially the whole year. Yep.
And then, of course,
Sadeo was out.
Yeah. I mean, and late in the year, Lavalette
got hurt, right at the end. Yeah.
That's an uphill battle.
Oh, goodness. They were all beat up. And they also had some stars that underperformed. Lavalette being the one
biggest.
of those. Hayden Schott was playing hurt. It was just kind of one of those years. But boy, they have righted the ship and come back with a bang.
Well, as angry as Michael Early was on that first pitch pop-up, you can bet that Kevin O'Sullivan not pleased on his end with the walk.
Stop me if you've heard this before, but Boston Kellner getting on for Gavin Grahovac. He's now been on 3 times today.
Here is Gavin Grahovac, 371 now, 14 home runs. His last one went off the top of the batter's eye in center field. How about his day? 3 for 3.
I mean, it's 12 homers the last 16 games. It's like, what? I mean, and I'm telling you, I've seen 2 of the games he didn't homer in, and he hit a ball off the top of the wall and hit a ball into a 20-mile-an-hour headwind in Baton Rouge that got caught at the wall. You kind of hold your breath every time he pulls the trigger right now.
And I wish you wouldn't have said this, because now I can't get, every time I look at him, all I can think about is Bryce Harper. Why'd you say that?
I know, it's a good call. I can't take credit for it.
Well,
I'm trying to remember who said that to me. But
to the right side. I mean, the guy's a hit machine. Just an absolute hit machine. He can hit it 430 feet.
That's his second one of those we've seen today. And, again, the shift, I understand the shift. We saw the Aggies take away 2 hits on ground balls up the middle, right, on right-handed hitters, Dave, where you talked about playing perfectly on the positioning. But It's just, it stings a little bit when a hitter beats the shift like that. It's just, that's twice he's done that, but you can't be everywhere. And now Sorrell with another chance with dudes on base. They have not gotten Grahovac out today. 4 for 4 with a walk. This is a good matchup now for Caden Sorrell. Ricky Reith has really struggled versus left-handed hitters. The batting average and OPS against is 2 times lefty versus righties.
The Aggies 7 for 14 with runners on base today. They have 2 on base right now. Fouled straight back. You know, we are right. There's the netting here is like our eye level. I mean, we are in foul ball territory. I can't believe one hadn't come our way.
I'll protect you, bud.
You don't need to. Last year, have you not seen the video of me snagging one in Knoxville with KP? I was with KP.
So you don't need any help.
Just hung in there, grabbed it, and in one flush move, gave it to the kid in front.
Kind of guy you are.
Ground ball, curling. There's Lawson. Just a little slow out there at second base. They do get it out. Runners will be at first and third, 2 down now.
Boy, chance to get off the field right there. And Sorrell really runs well, but I'm with you, Dave. The turn just lacked a little bit of urgency.
Hakopian steps in. Hakopian with 2 hits today. He's 2 for 4. Went 1 for 4 last night. He is sniffing 300 at 299 right now.
Yeah, being projected to go in the top 10 picks in the draft. The numbers don't quite stack up with what you would expect to see from a guy projected to go that high, but there's all kinds of other metrics associated with Hakopian. Of course, hit 29 home runs his first 2 years at Maryland. Hits the ball hard, doesn't chase, very high contact rate. And the numbers are starting to improve, it feels like, week in and week out.
Popped him up out of play. And you know he's tough. Got hit in the face in LSU and didn't have a chance to come back up in that game. But he told Michael early, he said, if my number's up, I'm due up, I'm going to go hit. Just got hit in the face. And he played the next day.
Yeah, he was walking around the cage like nothing happened.
Here's the 1-2.
The place to go to Grahovac for right-handers, if you can sink it down and in, you get a chance to get him to hit a ground ball left side of the infield. See how he lays off those breaking balls. He just does a really good job on swing decisions. One of the lowest chase rates of the prospect hitters in this year's draft. And you combine low chase with high contact and high exit velocities. That's what Major League Baseball is looking for in the draft.
Popped him up. Who's going to make the catch? Ashton Wilson out in right field making the grab. A&M's lead is 8-3. Back in a moment. NCAA tournament projections look like this. The host from the Southeastern Conference, Auburn, Georgia, A&M, Texas, Florida, and Alabama. They were checking in at top 16. Locks to get to the tournament. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I got to tell you what, Ole Miss is going to be knocking on the door now to be hosting.
Oh, they're going to be top 8 seed. I don't see how they can't be.
And how about these two teams? I mean, it's amazing to think that Vanderbilt and LSU are
big one tonight. Yeah. I mean, a big one tonight. LSU losing that game last night just really stings. And Texas, they ran Vandy off the field last night with Connor Fennell on the bump. Vandy needs to get one. They don't have to win that series against Texas. They need to get one. And then they need to get one next week. And they close with South Carolina and Missouri, which nothing's guaranteed there. But their overall record, if they could get to 14, certainly 15 wins, and they can figure out a way to win a game or two over the next 2 weekends, I think Vandy's going to find themselves in.
Here's Blake Sear. Aggies and just about everybody else in the last week have a tough time getting this guy out.
You can say that again.
Aggies and everybody else last week have a tough time getting this guy out. There's a strike. It is 2-2 now to Blake Sear, whose average is up to 352. He's in double-figure home runs now with 10. Homer in the second, hit by a pitch in the fourth. Singled in the sixth.
So real quick, back to Vandy, Dave. So they got Texas, 2 more. They go to Bama next week, which is struggling. It all of a sudden feels like a series you could definitely get one. Maybe you could figure out a way to steal that series. And then you finish at Missouri, home for South Carolina. Now, the interesting thing is typically their RPI is good, and so all they needed would be conference wins. This year, it's less about their conference record and more about the fact their RPI is not in great shape. So typically you'd say, oh, just get to 13 conference wins, 14 conference wins, you're good. I think they're going to get to 13 or 14. The question is, are those wins going to be the right wins to get them in that RPI territory, which for an SEC team usually is 45-ish or better. Yeah. Top 50 for sure.
I mean, do you see a scenario for LSU?
Boy, it's hard. I mean, you don't. I'd never say never till the math is done. You know, to literally you can't.
Ooh. Fresh Corn just paints it on Blake Sear. That'll be out number 1.
This is what you get with Fresh Corn. Again, it's good stuff, not necessarily electric stuff, but he's a command kind of closer. Just can really pitch to both sides of the plate and keep the ball out of the middle. And that's a perfect example of that right there.
Might have been a bit of a gift. That was a little bit off.
Plate. Yep.
Here's Carson Bowen. 1 for 2. That's a sacrifice fly and an RBI, giving him 22 on the year. 3 home runs this season. Hits it sharply to short. Boy, nice job there by Kellner.
See a lot of guys bail on these balls and try to get behind them and catch it with one hand, and give Kellner a bunch of credit, man. He just bodies that thing up, catches it cleanly because that ball was squared up off the bat of Bowen. So LSU, 2 more against Mississippi State. Home for South Carolina, at Georgia, home for Florida.
Okay.
Again, are there opportunities? Of course, it's the Southeastern Conference. And is the math over? No. But it's 6-13 with 11 games left. And you got to win 7 or 8 out of 11.
Yeah. And, that's
hard. You get caught looking at the top of the mountain, it's hard to even take your first step. It starts with winning a game tonight, but it's just how many more gut punches can you take? You lose Cooper Moore for the year. You lose Jake Brown for the year. Then last night even with all that adversity, you show up, you get a 7-3 lead in the middle part of that ball game, you end up losing in 11 innings. And, you know, again, championship program, one of the best coaching staffs, if not the best in the country, but at some point, it's just hard to overcome all that.
Base hit for Kurland. His first today. He's now 1 for 3. Well, here's Caden McDonald. See if he can continue his nice story. Hit a solo home run today. Back-to-back games with a home run for the Gators. First pitch he sees, pops it up out of play. Boy, had a really good crowd here. Still a lot of folks on hand at Condren Family Ballpark.
The weather has just been spectacular.
Yeah.
Low humidity, temps in the low 80s. Doesn't get much better than this.
.95 on the fastball.
You can see why they like giving the ball to fresh corn,
Yeah.
can't you? I mean, it's just kind of low maintenance. There's a little bit of the reliever version of Aiden King. Kind of here it is.
And that'll end the inning with the strikeout. Freshcorn excited about that victory. We have played 8 here in Gainesville.
Clayton Freshcorn just shoving the ball in the zone right now. All Aggies here in Gainesville.
A&M bats have been very, very loud today. 4 home runs. Bear Harrison just mashes one. Then how about this one off the bat of Nico Partida? That was no joke. And then the long shots happened. Gavin Grahovac off the top of the batter's eye. And then this one from Jorian Wilson into the parking lot. But I'm going to tell you, of all those, the top of the batter's eye, I'm just saying, it's 400, by the way, to straightaway center field.
Yeah.
And it went off the top of that batter's eye over the camera well.
Yeah, Grahovac just, it's like every day he does something different. You know, I mean, yesterday it was just a rocket into the berm, left field off a hanging slider from Aiden King. Today it's over the batter's eye. It's just every day you just show up to the ballpark wondering what he's going to do next.
Just realized you can see with that camera shot we had, you can see the swamp out there in the distance in the O-Dome. Dewar pops this one up to right, and that'll be out number 1. New arm on the mound. Getting a chance to see Eli Blair making just his 9th appearance of the year. He's thrown 8 1/3. The freshman out of Panama City Beach, Florida. 6'8", 225. There aren't many. They don't have many lefties. I mean, that's one of the things Sully's talked about. He's only got a couple. So if they can get some work out of Blair, it'll certainly help him down the stretch.
Great opportunity to get him a quality look here against one of the best lineups in America. Kind of a Pierce Coppola look to
Yes.
him. They grow them different down here. Sully's got them, doesn't he? It's just always.
Every year.
It's
Every
crazy.
year.
So, yeah, here's this 6'8" lefty in our bullpen that's only made a few appearances. Okay.
A 1-2 the count. Nico Partida. 329. 2 hits today. One of them was a home run. Has 12 this year. Ground ball. Surwick fields and throws. Boy, it's nice to have a guy. And I think, you know, most of the teams do have this, but it's nice to have a guy like Surwick that you can play at the corners, gives you up some opportunities to do some other things with your lineup.
Absolutely.
Hard to believe. I mean, obviously, you know, Ole Miss had their infield situated last year, but he didn't play at all. I mean, like,
Right. Yeah, they just had a veteran team, and Surwick just couldn't quite work his way into the mix.
There is Terrence Keel. High chopper. Lawson can't get it out to center field. Keel with the base knock. He's now 1 for 4 today. And here is Jorian Wilson with 2 down.
Oh, boy. Here comes that man.
That man. That man that checks in at 6'4", 240 pounds. Hallettsville, Texas. The hit tool's real now. I mean, he had a 10-game hit streak back in, what was it, I guess, late March, early April. You talked about that 2 home run game you saw against LSU. Two for 4 today. Of course, with that monstrous home run, a couple of strikeouts. He's got 26 hits on the year. 15 of the 26 have been for extra base hits.
Look at that. I mean, are you kidding me with this kid?
Keel will stop at second.
You talk about the hit tool. Yeah, it is more than just power. It's easy to just see the size of the young man and think, oh, he's just going to be a guy that goes up there and just swings for the fences. But that's a fastball up and away where he flattens the barrel, so we see him get below a slider and launch it in the right center gap. And then there you see get to the back of a high heater and hit it oppo. Man, they are going to enjoy watching this dude in Aggie land the next couple years.
Michael Early, certainly glad that Twitter exists.
Yeah.
That's how he found him initially.
Yeah, really crazy story. He said just, you know, they scroll through social media all the time trying to find hitters, and he's scrolling through social media and sees this monster left-handed hitter launching balls at a tournament late in the summer, goes down and sees him. It's the summer after his junior year, and he's not committed. Think about that. Going into his senior year.
I'm sure it didn't take long.
And, yeah, he went down.
Yeah.
Saw him take infield, outfield. He was like, I'm already in. I mean, I'm here because I like the bat. Now I'm seeing him move around. It's a big-time arm from right field, too. He can run. Was a high school quarterback. I was expecting to hear that he played D-end.
Yeah. And had some offers. I mean, from football standpoint, TCU was on the list. I mean, so it wasn't a fluky thing.
No.
I mean, he was real.
Yeah, and he's pretty real with a bat in his hand, too. We saw him in Baton Rouge on a line drive one hopper in the gap on the full speed, just bare hand to catch. I was like, what was that about? And he's like, I don't know. Okay. And what was crazy, it was Chris Stanfield too. I'm like, you know, if you miss that, it's a triple. He's like, he's looking at me like I never really thought about missing it. Like,
that one misses inside, but 2 Aggies take off. A little double steal as Keel will now be at third and Wilson will be at second base. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 1-2. Interesting that Florida didn't even play that. They just gifted them those 2 bags. Bear Harrison looking at a 2-2. Now make it 3-2. Well, the Aggies have certainly answered the bell after
taking a punch.
Yeah, they got pretty much handled last night. Well, Blair gets out of that. Aggies will leave 2. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. 8-3 Aggies up. Hits for the Aggies after just 5 last night. They lead it 8-3 over Florida, trying to even up this series. 2 teams that right now are sitting in the top 8 in terms of projections for national seeds, and obviously the top 8 gets you an opportunity to not only host a regional but a super if you advance. Always a big advantage.
Well, in game 3 of this one, if the Aggies are able to hold on, which they're certainly in a good spot, it has the potential to be a borderline tiebreaker because that ball's hit hard.
Stripling, little gapper. He's going to turn the corner. That'll be a stand-up double for Landon Stripling. That'll be his 3rd of the year. Came in at .234 hitter.
Looked like a fastball out over the plate. Yeah, just really middle, and that is as pretty a swing as you can put on a ball. A missile in the left center field gap. Gators with a little noise here to start the 9th.
Jacob Kendall now grabbing a bat. Jacob has played 26 games with 20 starts this year, hitting just .167. A freshman with a couple of home runs.
They have high hopes for Jacob Kendall.
Yeah.
They think he can be a impact bat in this league. He got off to a rough start. He was out there a bunch early and just never quite found his footing.
True freshman out of St. Augustine, Florida. He came in as the 4th-ranked prospect in the state top 40 national prospect. He had a big home run against Miami, if you recall, in Game 1 when the Gators won down in Coral Gables. They swept that 2-game series.
Sully is very high on this youngster.
Boy, that scoots through a couple of Aggies. That'll get a run home. It's now 8-4. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, you never know where this inning goes, but again, a guy like Freshcorn has proven the ability to bounce back and pitch on back-to-back days. He did it just last weekend, and the longer you extend this inning, the tougher it becomes for him to be able to close out the game tomorrow. So again, would you love to get all the way back and figure out a way to steal one? Of course, but just making him throw some high-stress pitches here is a big deal.
And now you get the lineup to flip over, and you got Kyle Jones up to the plate. Kyle 0 for 4 today. He's seen his average dip from 317 to 310 this afternoon. Now into the evening. Fouls it straight back. Kyle out of Athens, Georgia, went to North Oconee High School, won a couple of state championships in baseball.
I wonder if he was a receiver there. Got that build, doesn't he? Can see him running down the sideline, catching a couple go balls at Georgia high school football.
They have a really good high school football program at North, just a good athletic program at North Oconee. Lined and no throw over to third. Partita. Been one of those days for Kyle Jones.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Again, that thing would have got real interesting. First and second with Lawson coming up.
Yeah.
Let's see if Lawson can keep the good vibes going.
Single hit a ball really hard his last time up through the right side for a base hit. Hit another one hard that was right at an Aggie. Hits this one on the ground. They get one there. The turn over to first. Bounces off the wall, so that'll be 2 outs. And Larson will stand at first after the fielder's choice. So yeah, the question becomes now, is Freshcorn available if needed tomorrow? I mean, at 31 pitches, he's going to have to obviously throw a few more here.
Well, again, last weekend he threw 34 pitches on a Saturday and came back and threw 30 on a Sunday. So he's right there in that same area.
I got to think you got a chance to win a series on the road.
Yep, he's going to be back out there.
There's a strike to Ethan Serwick. It is 0-2 on Serwick.
Freshcorn just does such a good job of getting the ball to his glove side. I mean, he is really good at running that heater and then the cutter off the edge.
Called strike 3. This one is over. Freshcorn does his job out of the bullpen, and A&M has evened up this series. Texas A&M now goes to 32-8, 13-6 in the league. Florida 29-15. They are 9.
The Aggies punch back.
Yes.
We saw some serious muscle from one of the best offensive clubs in America. Gavin Grahovac continues to play, for me, at the top of the sport. Clayton Freshcorn does it again. Just comes in and kind of makes it low stress at the end of the ball game. And, of course, the freshmen shine again with Partita with a homer, Wilson with a homer. It's just an Aggie lineup that is very scary and playing at a very high level, Dave.
4 home runs, and a couple of them by freshmen. Just a good night of baseball if you're an Aggie fan. Game 3 tomorrow right here at Condren Family Ballpark. For Chris Burke, the rest of our exceptional crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Gainesville. Time to get you to Nashville, Texas, and the Commodores. Here's Tom Hart, Kyle Peterson.